This is my 11th year in the industry. I did Oriental medicine with acupuncture and did all that fun stuff with patients and really got a fondness for the actual garden, herbal garden itself. So decided to go to Oregon State University, get a horticulture degree, and that's what I did, and was able to kind of learn more about the actual science behind plants. And so I was able to live in Oakland, California, where I was able to do a lot with the efforts out there. I was Angel Rach's caregiver, and she's an actual federally recognized patient. So there are patients out there that receive medicine from the federal government each month in a little tin can of marijuana, and she was one of them. And medicine wasn't that good, so I was able to be her caregiver. So I had a lot to do with actually being involved in knowing the patient struggles and what it does to actually make and produce quality medicine. When we came back to Arizona, I'm actually born and raised here, but I did my studies in California, which kept me there. Plus, I'm also a patient with rheumatoid arthritis, and I found out that that actually has helped me. I actually had 2 kidney failures due to the prescription medications that I was on. And went to my doctor and said, "Hey, what's next?" And they said, "Have you ever tried cannabis?" I laughed. But it was the miracle that kept me here. That's the reason why I'm actually working hard to continue to fight for the struggles of our patients and stuff. But we've been open for about 3 weeks now. Like everybody's saying, we are just literally, you can see our shop up this road, this Burns or Lindgren or whatever that road, it turns into both.
It's the end of my street, Lindgren.
Lindgren, yes. And Burns, yeah. And it's really, really a fun spot to be in because there's lots of traffic, we're able to educate lots of people, and it's a very welcoming environment. We've got comfortable couches and seating and stuff, and we have a very, very wide array of patients that can come in. Our oldest patient right now, I believe, is rough. I'm going to put a rough estimate on it. For HIPAA, maybe I don't want to get into that, but we have a 90-something-year-old patient that has been able to use this. She says she missed the boat earlier when it comes to cannabis usage, but that this has been able to help her. And this is where I'm going to lead into actually how we've been helping someone that hasn't been able to actually use cannabis, or maybe jumped that shit, did miss the boat, I should say, missed the boat on being able to use or understand what cannabis is. In our shop, we're able to provide a wide array of different methods to be able to use cannabis. You've heard topical treatments, we have that. We have the capsules, we have those. We have edibles from chocolates to brownies, to stuff that maybe if you didn't want to eat it. We have the tincture where you can put drops underneath your tongue. We even have it's a little wax melt. It's infused with cannabis, and you just heat it up like a candle, and it will fumigate the room that you may be sleeping in. And that would be able to use like a Vicks vapor rub inside the room. So we've been seeing different methods other than smoking. When it comes to being able to introduce yourselves to the effects of cannabis, the effects are different for each person, especially when consuming it, by ingesting it, by eating it. Now, when you're inhaling it, it tends to be able to affect you faster, and it be able to affect you, and you'll know your dosage. And that's where I'm going into. When you're starting out with cannabis, it can be a little overwhelming at first if you take too much. Just like any other prescription drug that you take, if you were to overdose or take too much on that stuff, you could be in a world of horror. Overdosing on marijuana you can't die from, but you can have an unpleasant experience, and this is where we educate our patients. We don't want to turn anybody away from a medicine that can actually help you. So we actually tell you how to take it in small increments, small doses. We actually have a little pen that's full of a cannabis oil, and that pen is a vaporized pen, and you can draw on it like you're regularly taking maybe a draw of a cigarette. Now I don't want to compare the two because they're completely different, but the draw would be pretty much close to the same. As you inhale into your lungs, and you're able to take that, it's non harmful to the lungs as if it would be for the combustion source of actual smoking. This source is able to actually get in there. You'll be able to feel the effects and then put the pen down and know that that's the dose you need. That's the way I like to see people get introduced. That's not always the best way to introduce somebody to, because they don't want to smoke, or they can't smoke, or they can't even have the vaporizers. So we introduce them with tinctures or with a little piece of chocolates, and we tell them to go slow by slow, which goes back to the thing that originated with Kathy's statement that we can't afford cannabis. We can't afford it, you're right. We can't afford not to have it, is really what the statement should be. It's true. And it is a gateway drug. It's a gateway to health. It really is. Because, and it is addictive. The research about it is so addicting. You want to learn and learn and learn. But the plant itself is not. All that stuff. So when it comes to actual usage and dosage and how much it costs, our patients are typically, that are starting out, an edible, one little brownie could last them a whole week because they take a piece of it. 1 gram, which we have at the dispensary for $10, is our minimum gram pricing, has lasted a couple of our patients 1 full week to 2 full weeks because they don't need it. They don't use it all the time. They need it as Miss Green here said, she doesn't use it as much as she only uses it as needed, and so a little capsule full and stuff like that. So it's you don't need that ounce that everybody's so scared of. You need to spend $300 a week over there, but no, that's not. It's not about that. The dosing is little. You want to start off very little, and as you progress to be able to understand the effects and how it affects you, that's when you'll be able to start either increasing or decreasing what your usage is. And that's another reason why that it is a problem with the pharmaceutical companies. So you got the pharmaceutical companies that have a threshold, right? This amount will kill you. So let's take it back a couple notches, and this is the amount we're going to allow people to have. That's our prescription. So we know that this level we can prescribe to. Anything beyond that is lethal, and we are safe. And it seems like a pretty good plan, right? You're able to say, oh, well, they're keeping me within my legal limits of how much I can actually take inside of myself, and they're keeping me regulated to where I won't die. Difference with cannabis is there is no threshold of death. I mean, I think it was like 1,500 pounds in 5 minutes that you have to smoke within, it's impossible, is basically what I'm getting at. So there is that. There's no prescription per se that I can say, Don, you, for your ailment, you have to take 20 milligrams a day of this, and will help you for yours. And that's what you'll take. For Don, it might be 40 milligrams. We are each individually different, and that's what's so unique about this wonderful, miraculous drug called marijuana, because it actually is and allows us to control and regulate ourselves as if we were eating our food. When you're hungry, you eat. When you need to go to the restroom, you go to the restroom. When you need your cannabis, you use your cannabis. And it's just like that. It's taking vitamins or any other minerals that you need in your body. Our body is wanting to receive it. It synthesizes it if we don't produce it. So I want to welcome everybody out to see our shop. We are the White Mountain Health Center, and it is a very, very fun place to be at, and we welcome every one of you to come see us and say hi. But is there any questions before we have the break? You?
Yeah. Do you need a card to get lotion?
You do need a card for lotion. There is actual THC infused in the lotions.
Because I was just going to go buy again.
You do need one.
Okay.
You?
Can we go into the dispensary, or do we have to have a card to be entered?
Okay. You have to have a card to go up to and see any of the product. You could come into the dispensary to get information. You will have to sign a visitor thing, and you cannot approach the medicine until you have your card.
And will a card from another state work?
A card from another state will not work. However, you're allowed to, in Arizona, to possess and use medical cannabis if you are a patient from another state, but you're not allowed to buy from a dispensary here in Arizona. So, and Jeff back there is the attorney, he'll be able to actually ask, probably maybe even go more on legal sides. Any other questions? Well, welcome, and we were glad to see you guys here. And then it looks like, Kathy, we're gonna have a break.
We are going to have a break. We're going to have a lovely break. Healthy food. It's plant-based because everything we do is plant-based, right?
Yeah.
That's healthy.
It's healthy.
I want to make sure to remind you guys to have your thank you. Thank you. Everybody give another applause for that. He has been through much. He's done so much to make sure that you folks here in Sun City, especially, I mean, what he's gone through to make sure that a store opened here in Sun City to be able to give this outreach to you folks has been tremendous. And it's definitely worth it. Can you visit this place without having a card, sir?
You're not allowed to stay in and buy product and legal. You can come in and get information and sign. If you come in, we've had patients that need assistance in our facility, and that's what we had to get approval for. So they have to sign in as a visitor, and basically you'll have a visitor name tag.
Okay, so they can, even if they don't have their medical cannabis card, they can come by and at least get a little information?
Right.
Or see the store, stop by?
Yeah, but they're not allowed to go too far into the store.
Right, yeah, just you're not going to get past the guard over there. There are rules, there's plenty of rules here in Arizona, and we, just to keep everything safe. Now, this is the thing I hate to do the most. We are going to have a break. I'm going to send this can around because just if you have $1 or $2 just to help us contribute towards paying for our venue, for paying for our flyers, and the good information that we're putting out. If you guys can help us out, that would be enormous. We have some lovely fruit, some refreshments over there, some water. Please get that for yourselves because we are going to refresh and get some more good information after the break. And I thank you guys again for coming on out. Just come on around and form a line by the cafeteria and get yourself lots of fruit because that's the stuff that fights cancer, correct? Fruits, vegetables, lots of good acids through your body. Go get some, and we'll come back after the break. About 10 minutes, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If anybody's looking for a restroom, the restroom right over here, guys. Like I say, we've got about 10 minutes, so this would be a good time to maybe use that if you need to.
I've seen you drinking. So that's what you've done. She'll be back.
So